We are joined now by former Vancouver Canuck and TSN hockey analyst Frank Corrado. He is also a member of the same Vancouver Canucks draft class in 2011 as current Canucks forward Joseph LaBate. Hi, Frank.
What's going on, boys? You guys
making a comeback
shop today?
Are you making a comeback with Joe? Come on,
dude. I was at the Ottawa game last night doing the panel, and where the set is, it's pretty low to the ice. Like usually I'm way up in the booth, but I was low to the ice, and I was sitting there with Paul McLean because we were doing the panel together, and we're watching it, and we're like, "Have you heard the rattle once yet?" And he's like, "Nope." And we're like 12 minutes into the game, and this is pretty consistent, like throughout the whole league now. But I'm like, when we were in the league, yeah, I sound like a dinosaur. When we were in the league, like within the first 5 minutes, glass is rattling like 8 times.
Yeah,
like, you know, get on the ice, bang, something's got to hit the glass on a hit. It's crazy. So I'll tell you this. I think I need 16 weeks. I think if you give me 16 weeks,
you're coming back.
I don't know how long I could play for. Like my hip will go, my knee will crap out on me.
Yeah.
But I think I could get up to speed in 16 weeks.
Okay. How would you prep for that, do you think? Like, where are you getting your reps? A junior team? Do you go?
Yeah, I'll go
Woodbridge.
Skate with the Steelheads, Brampton Steelheads.
There you go.
Yeah. He's gonna. Yeah, I mean,
I try and train with maybe I'll train with Gary. Go see Gary, and then
Roberts.
skate with the Steelheads.
The NHL's not that tough a league. It's not that tough a league.
Then just recreational rinks in Woodbridge produces all those NHL players.
I'm obviously joking. I hope no one takes that serious.
No.
It's the best league in the world. It's very difficult to get there, but
so we do want to talk shop, quote unquote. What can you tell us about Lebate, your former Utica Comet teammate?
Yeah, like when I say shop, it's because that's his nickname. But he got that nickname not as a member of the Utica Comets, as a member of the Belleville Senators, where we all together. And I don't know why, but because his name was LaBate, and for some reason the coach Troy Mann was like bait shop, if you're going fishing, you go to a bait shop. So then he just became shop, and it's like the shop. He's joking around before the game. Is the shop open for business today? Right? Like, is he going to run someone over? Is he going to fight? Like the shop's open tonight, boys. Like the bait shop. Who wants to go to the shop? So he's a great guy. I'm so happy for him. He's been such a hardworking journeyman. Had to play on AHL deals after playing in the NHL. Goes to the KHL, comes back. It's not an easy thing to do. But the shop's open. Shop is back open.
I like that nickname better than Labby, certainly.
That is a truly great nickname because it is not just throwing a Y or an EY on somebody's last name or an abridged version.
Lebater would not be good
exactly.
either.
No, that is quality nicknaming from Troy Mann and the Belleville Senators.
Yeah,
well done.
Bait shop. And it just leads to so many great things before the game. You get the boys going, you walk around, you go to pick up some clear tape from the front of the room, and you look at, let's go, boys, shop's open for business tonight.
That's right.
Get the boys fired up that way. It's the best.
So many quips.
Was he a tough guy back in the day? The penalty minutes aren't obscene, but they get sort of larger the longer his career went on in the AHL.
He's what was going to work for him and how he was going to sustain it, right? Big, strong guy. And part of that is other guys are going to challenge you if that's what you look like out there. And if you're going to play hard and hit and run guys over, you have to be able to answer. And he does all that. He did all that. That's the reason why he's still hanging around. And, going back to what I just talked about with you, where, sitting watching Sens Oilers last night, 15 rows up, you don't hear the glass bang one time. Coach wouldn't mind having a guy that can do that, and it's comfortable for him, and he's just willing to be a little bit of a temperature changer, if you want to call it that. So he's got some purpose, and he's a strong dude. He's fought some guys where you're like, that's that's pretty good work there. And he plays pretty mean.
What if we told you
exactly what his role is, and he figured it out?
What if we told you that last night Joseph LaBate played 9 fewer seconds than Elias Pettersson at even strength? Elias Pettersson,
suddenly
the centerman.
This conversation has taken a turn.
What if I told you that?
Tell you what, the shop's open for business, but it shouldn't be open for that much business, right? And that's not even on shop. Like that's on the coach to play EP more. And I get it. EP Foote has his issues, right? I thought it was really great, the shot blocks at the end of the game against Washington. I thought that was a really nice sequence for Pettersson. But in a lineup where you're down a centerman, you don't have a ton of skill down the middle. This is kind of your guy. Like, you're almost at the point you got to live and die by him. You got to play him more than what he played at 5-on-5 last night. It was a weird night for deployment. Like, did anyone ask him? Like, there's not a lot of medium on the road. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he really got asked. Like, it can't be as bad as the time in Wilkes-Barre completely forgot about a line until after the game and in Springfield. Like, it's definitely not that. There's got to be a reason why, but it's just weird. It's weird that you're down a centerman, and Pettersson, he dug in and gave you a good effort against Washington with those shot blocks. Like, you got to try and get him in a little more than what he did at 5-on-5 last night. Can you imagine? He's on the bench. His number gets called again, and Shop's like, "Who? Me again? Okay."
Now, if coach is sanctioning this, I'll get out there again.
So there's ice time, and there's also kind of ice time, Frank, in that he's getting 49% zone starts right now in the offensive zone. And it's Elias Pettersson. He is their number one center. He is the only guy lining up last night that is a true certified National Hockey League centerman. Now, he got some more faceoffs last night, but on the season, 49% zone starts, if just for people to recollect, back in the day. Henrik Sedin in 2010-2011, 77% offensive zone starts. And you think, well, he had Ryan Kessler to back him up. Okay, Kessler was 52% almost. Now, they had a lot more offensive zone faceoffs because they were a good team. But still.
And Alain Vigneault is credited with really juicing that statistic. Like, it had been a thing beforehand, but Alain and that Canucks staff leaned into it as much or more than any staff.
And as I said off the top, Frank, I'm disappointed that Elias Pettersson can't be the superstar that overcomes that is able to start only 49% and still be amazing. But that is the case. That's where we're at right now, and he can't. Is it time to prop up Elias just a little bit more?
So the other piece of context I think you need with that, Blake, is like right away I'm like, well, how much are they actually playing in the offensive zone? Because maybe they're just not there, right? Okay, NHL Edge tells me they're spending 40.8% of the time in the offensive zone. The NHL average one, they're right there. Like they're spending 42.5% of their time in the defensive zone. It's not any different than any other team. So, yeah, like I'm two ways on this. Okay, I think there is he should be in the majority on offensive zone, no doubt about it. But there also is an onus on a player like that to be able to kind of do a little bit of that grunt work and win a defensive zone face-off. And, maybe sometimes the nature of the game is he's getting stuck on icings. Like, it's just sometimes the chips will fall as they may. Mm-hmm. But I do think, a reasonable 65-35, something like that, like, 60-40 even. Yeah. I think we're at the point where Pettersson needs all the offensive help he can get. Like we've talked about that. So the more offensive zone time, but at the same time,
so
you're trusting Nils Oman and Max Sasson and It's just there's not great solutions in the defensive zone right now. It's not a perfect scenario for them.
Although Ratu's the best face-off guy, so put him on the defensive zone draws exclusively, almost.
Yeah.
Well, you just said like the Pettersson's the only real NHL bona fide center. Like Ratu's trying his best.
It's a risk.
He's put in a position he shouldn't be in either.
That's right.
So, okay, so then what's at play here, gentlemen? Like, is this a rookie NHL head coach and a relatively inexperienced staff of assistants that just wants to make it easy and sort of roll 4 lines or be closer to a roll 4 lines team? Or is Adam Foote leaning into the defensive capabilities of Elias Pettersson and saying, I just don't trust these other lines to take defensive zone draws and to be out there when we're nursing a lead? Like, what could possibly be the logical underpinnings behind the usage of Elias?
Well, I would think they're fairly smart. Like they wouldn't be like, listen, at the end of the day, they wouldn't be coaching at that level if they didn't have a level of intelligence that, understanding how to coach and how to play. I would think it's more, well, Pettersson is the guy that I trust more. And I'm trying to go with the guy that I trust more in these situations. But I don't know. Like Ratu should be a guy that plays a way that you could trust him. Like because he's not a speed burner. He's not overly elusive. Like I think the identity for him is going to be at his best is like a third line center who's responsible. So maybe you can groom him into that on the fly, which is clearly not an easy thing to do at the NHL level, but he would have had some seasoning in the AHL. I think it's more just being cautious more than anything. It's not that they don't know how to manage a bench or run a bench. That's there's so much analytics and numbers now that tell you how to basically how to do things. Not that it's an autopilot, but they have all the resources available to them. There's trust, man. Trust is the one thing that there's no analytic for. There is an analytic for trust. It's just which one you're going to use, and it's more of a gut feeling. And I think there's a lack of trust with the other guys to say that you're gonna take on these harder assignments.
Filipino was getting that love before he left, and all this is happening because of Hedl, Frank. Do you support snap volatile reactions to this from management within the next couple of weeks here to replace Filipino? Do you just see how much you can ride it out? And the first glimpse of that was not very good last night. But, do you see what 5 games without Hedl looks like to see how frantic you need to be about this situation?
They would have been trying to do something well before the Hedl injury, right? Like that was, I don't want to say that was a ticking time bomb, but unfortunately, that's the worst possible scenario for Hedl. Hit, it's Tom Wilson, it's hard, and you're out. And they would have been trying to address this for a long time. And let's just say, for its sake, there was a centerman available. Let's just say it's in Calgary, right? And it's Nazem Kadri. But let's just throw it hypothetical. Why is Calgary going to throw you a lifeline on October 22nd unless you're willing to pay just an exorbitant amount for him because you think, he's the answer and he's going to help you and you're pushing your chips in when, I don't know, 20 games from now, we get closer to the trade deadline, the price for a guy like that is just going to go up so much. So you're going to, you're going to try and make a trade like that now for a guy like that, really bona fide. You're paying, well above market value.
Yep.
And you also got to weigh okay, now I got him. He's got some term, are his best days still ahead of him or behind him? You're kind of weighing all these things. I think for right now, you got who you got. It's not a perfect scenario, and it wasn't to begin with. But it's been accentuated now with the Hedl injury. Unless they're really willing to do something that's outlandish, which could change things, but you're going to have to twist someone's arm to do that.
All right, Frank, we're out of time. The shop is closed, bro.
Shop's closed, man. What are you going to do? Shop will be open for business, though. You watch. We'll be running around.
We'll see if the shop's open tomorrow in Nashville. Besser should be back. I sure hope. But that's amazing. Great story.
Brampton's got ice time this afternoon, by the way. I expect to see you out there.
Exactly. That's right. After
Such a
school.
great nickname.
It is. It's
Yeah,
brilliant.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be well.